So I was going to review one beer, and I've looked at the beer wall and I thought, oh, you know how you do. Sometimes you just fancy something different. So I did. So I'm reviewing St. Peter's Citrus Beer. And did I say hello and welcome to Raggy's Beers, Wine and Spirits Review? Didn't I? Well, I have done that. So this is zesty, zingy grapefruit flavours. It's 4.7%. Grapefruit flavoured craft beer. I know it's won competitions. Good evening again. I changed my mind on the beer. I've gone for a different beer. I just wasn't feeling the Audi. So, and yeah. Can't help it sometimes, you know. You get there and you look and you think, oh no, I just can't be bothered with that. I'm going to review something different. So reviewing St. Peter's Citrus. Yes. 4.7%. Good evening. So I went into Morrison's either 2 or 3 years ago when they had their beer festivals. And I went in, it was advertised on the internet. And I thought, all right, let's go down. And they haven't put the beers out. They're all sat on a trolley. And I thought, for God's sakes, I ain't come all the way to Morrison's to not get the beers I've come for. So they're all on this trolley waiting to go on at the end of the night. They've brought the trolley out with the new beers on, but not put them on the shelves. So I obviously being an ex-BWS worker, ripped through all the bloody bottles, got one of each of all the beer festival beers, and this was one of them. Citrus beer was so, you know, I'd heard about it. It won, I'm sure it won awards. No, it's not. No, I changed my mind. I was going to do the Audi one, the amber, but I couldn't bother in the end. So I've gone to St. Peter's. I've still got quite a few St. Peter's beers to review. I've got 18 all in one go at one stage, so it's a case of getting through them. What with dates and stuff. Oh God, yeah, it's well in date. Yeah, I only brought it in, I think it was September. So yeah, July 21 on the date. You never seen this one? Oh God, I've drank it before. I've not reviewed it before. I've drank it before. I had a channel. State beer don't bother me either. But yeah, very nice. You can get it. Another classic winter beer. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're looking towards spring now. I want to start bringing the spring stuff out. So yeah, as you can see on the glass, it says zesty, zingy, grapefruit flavours. The aroma, lovely, refreshing, and citrus aroma. So that was a bit annoying. Bloody screen went white. I'm talking away and all I could see is my face is frozen. I'm like, the fuck's going off there? And it's been doing that quite, no, it's been knocking me off. I had to go back on to do I went go live again and it says, do you want to resume? I'm like, oh yeah, I do want to bloody resume. Hey, bloody internet. Yeah, there is a lot. This is not what you've got to think about with this one. It's not a craft. Good evening. Happy New Year. This is not a craft beer. You know, yeah, the phone's got plenty of battery. Something to do with YouTube. I think that someone said the other day that they're doing stuff to YouTube, changing it. Worthington White Shield. I've not had that for a long time. Not even sure I've done a review of that. You know, some of the older beers, they disappear, don't they, out of the shops because of the craft stuff. So what you got to think about this is more of a traditional beer. So, you know, St. Peter's don't make craft stuff. They make traditional beers with flavour. Like the St. Plum Porter. 24-year-old bottle of Guinness. Shit. Was it okay? Apple and marmalade. Whoa. So yeah, hint of grapefruit on the taste. Citrusy, grapefruit there, but it's not in your face citrus. I actually did well last night. I was really good, kept off. For me, I was extremely good. I've done New Year's Eves where I've been absolutely steaming and can't remember what I've done. Done something to piss the wife off, as you do. And no, I had a really good New Year's Eve. You know, I didn't wake up in the bad books this morning, so that's good. Bless you. Ooh. I don't know if I'd touch a 40-year-old, unless it was mega strong. I know some of the Fuller's vintage ales, they don't come with dates on. Or is it something that like a 10-year date on them? But yeah, I don't know if I could do that. You know, there are limits even to, I mean, I don't mind out of date, but there's out of date and then there's ridiculously out of date. "39-year-old beer." God. I bet you tentatively open the bottle, you're like getting a sniff of it and you're thinking, is that all right? So these fellas, St. Peter's, I've been a massive fan of their brewery for a long while. Always wanted to go to the shop, the brewery shop. But, you know, with this COVID year, and we were going to go to Pleasurewood Hills. I bet it does, yeah. Yes, Fuller's is, definitely. Brewery to be kept. Yeah. I mean, some people collect it, don't they? And it goes for decent money as well. From what I read the other day, I did read somewhere about that the other day. But so this fella, yeah, Waitrose. I need to do a Waitrose shop at some stage, but I've got to start getting a bit of money from. 1997. Wow, 23-year-old. You like your old beers, Jesus Christ. They'd never last that long in here because I'd see something that's strong. And I look at the beers, I look at the ABVs and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not fucking drinking that, it's 3%. So I'll go for the strong stuff. 8.5%, yeah. And this is my Achilles heel when it comes to beers. The strong stuff just doesn't last because I'll just go after, I'll look at all the strong and I'll think, right, I'm having that, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. I mean, I'm going to start going back on, mixing the reviews massively in the next few months because obviously we're back into cider drinking season soon. And I've got quite the backlog of ciders that need drinking. Although I've got a backlog of everything that needs drinking. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Do love the Abbott Ale Reserve. I love Abbott Ale at 5%. But the Abbott Ale Reserve is a bit more refined, a bit nicer. From 1981. Bloody hell. I need to come over to your place and rob and raid your beer shed. Let's drink that one then. And that, with regards to the strong stuff, yeah, you drink one. I'll come down the beer room sometimes, drink a strong beer, and then I'm fucking steaming. I just want to lie down and go sleep. Morrison's cider. Yeah, it's somewhere around. Yeah, let me find it. It's here. Here we are. It's here. 50p. Oh no, 75p I paid for that. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yes, it's definitely on the list of stuff to drink at some stage at least. It's the only problem, isn't it? You collect so many beers, and I've still got me short date and out of date stuff to drink yet. 1977. Whoa. I won't be touching any of that. I mean, I don't care about dates, but they're all limits. They're all limits. When I started reviewing, I didn't really have a lot of money, so I'd go to places, go to B&M and that, and I'd pick up the odd one here and there. And then when I started doing gardening at the weekends on the Saturdays, and then that was my money. I go to work in the week, that money goes into the pot. I don't ever touch my wages, never touch it, not interested. But I've reviewed Skoll, I'm sure I have. But the money I earn from gardening, I keep for myself and I buy the beers. So in the last year, I've been doing 3 gardens. And so that's why I've built up quite the collection. Yeah. I think I'd rather drink my Brewery wine knowing that it's only a year old than drink a year and a bit old now, than drink some of them 30-year or 40-year stuff. Jesus. In some ways, you ought to get older, bloody Skoll and them, and say, look, I've got some of your 1977 lager. No, how much would you give me for it? And get them to open it one day and see if it's decent. Yeah, none of my decent stuff lasts because I'm just a kid in the sweet shop, I go and get the decent anything decent I get, I drink first because you want to, don't you? The nice stuff you want to drink first, and then when you want to just crack open a review, just to get a quick review out there, then I'll just pick one off the wall and look at something random. And that's either fireworks or my next door neighbour in his shed. Funny, I've got a big shed to do the beer reviews. He's got a big shed for a work, a workspace. Yeah. Oh, newbies in Own Bargains, is there? Ooh. I'm hoping that Own Bargains and B&M go back to how they used to be. They used to be great resources for new stock. And B&M and Own Bargains are very similar to low-cost beer in that they buy stock that they can't sell. Cheers. I'm just like the rest of us, we're all the same, aren't we? All like a beer, all got issues probably, all realise that you probably drink too much beer, but you like another beer. All kids in a sweet shop in some ways. Yeah. And I've always felt with both shops that if you see anything, you've got to buy it, because if you don't buy it the first time, the next time you're likely not to get it. And if you think it's something you're going to love, get 2 bottles, I mean, Sadler's Peaky Blinder Stout, Christmas Pudding Stout, the 6% version, shit, if they'd have had that at the 6% this year, it would have sold out a lot faster. Is it now? Oh. Oh. Might have to have a go. Might have to get the wife to drive me over to Own Bargains. No, I don't have a lot of hobbies. In the summer months we use the hot tub, so that's great. I've built my hot tub room now, so I've just got to clad the inside, put a few bars in there, so you put your bloody wine on the bar, and it's a bit of a treat, isn't it? After a day at work when it's been boiling, coming home, jumping in the hot tub. Obviously I'm a gardener, so I've got decking areas to sit out on and enjoy that, and then the nice hot weather. Obviously we never know if we're going to get a decent I could do with a proper bar out in here, No, the pump's fine, the outer liner's fine, the lid's fine, but the bloody liner that you sit in, it's knackered. It's basically it's blowing up too much. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep it, but we're going to put it to one side. Yes, they do. I've reviewed all 3 of them, the Fax Lager ones as well. Very nice stuff. The 10%, whoa, that's good. Yeah, so we're going to buy a new liner. The liner's 250 quid. Now that's a charge. But to buy it all from brand new, it's like 400 or 500 quid for the size we've got. So we're going to put a new liner in. And because it's going to be in the beer room, and it's the likelihood of anything getting, puncture in it is going to be so much less than it was on either the decking or down when I had the gazebo up, the hot tub gazebo, which was a fucking waste of money, but these things happen. You buy gazebos because you're told that the wind will be fine. Yes, they are. Yeah, I need to review that at some stage as well. Well, what you do, if you're going to buy yourself an inflatable hot tub, or even if you've got the cash to buy the popper jobs, you don't use cold water. What you do is you get you rig your hot water tap up, long hose pipe, fill it up with all water from your tank, which is a much cheaper way of doing it. It's that is the fastest and cheapest way to get your hot tub filled, and it will save expensive bills. Hot tubs aren't cheap. If somebody says to me, says, leave your hot tub on, leave the electricity on, warming it up because it won't cost too much. 800 flipping quid it cost us in September, and we're doing that fucker again. Yeah, I got some bad advice. Yeah, we'll do it the way we used to do it, where we fill it up. I mean, it was the thing where you were forced to go in it because, I had a mate, well, ex-mate, a bit of a dickhead, but they did the same thing in their conservatory with a hot tub. They got a £2,000 bill. Whew. So I got off lightly. And I'm sure that's why my cousin got rid of hers, because of the bill. Happy New Year. So yeah, it's one of those things where, using your hot water tank to fill it rather than electricity to warm water up is much better. So what you can do, if you're clever, what you do is, say you use it one night, but you're not going to use it you're going to use it the next day, turn it off, drain half out, fill it again with hot water. No, we're not interested in the winter months. One, it's too bleeding cold. You're fine when you're in the hot tub. The second you get out, you're freezing your balls off. And I know people say, yeah, but it's the best time. Yeah, depends on what electricity, depends how rich you are, and two, I would go for a blow up one all day long. The cheaper, and if you're clever, now what I'd love to do, and because this is a 16-foot shed, this roof on this side, straight above my head, the left hand side, faces south. So if I was lucky to get solar panels to go across the length of the shed, get the sun, and somehow be able to use that to heat the hot tub, now that would be amazing. But it's the cost of the panels and all the other bits. They did this summer. Yeah, they did. Yeah, people realise that the cost, they can cost quite a bit to run. I mean, they are nice. There's nothing nicer than sat in a hot tub, nice glass of wine, chilling out. I mean, I could put a TV in there if need be. I mean, that's why I bought that room. That's why I made that hot tub room, because this area of the garden, it gets warm. Yeah, I've drained the pump. The pump's drained. It's sat in there. Hopefully it's okay. And pumps are all right. It's the liners, because it's that plastic. Once somebody gets in with a fucking stone or something, or even nails, people who don't cut the nails, get in, put a slice in the side of the hot tub. Ooh. I mean, we had ours 3 years. Yeah, they I mean, 250 quid for a liner is not cheap, but it's cheaper than paying 600, so you've got to balance that out. And we will use it quite a bit. Yeah? Yeah, each to their own. I'm going to be dry in certain ways because I'm going to do quite a few dry do quite a few low alcohol reviews this month, but I won't be toasty. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, hot tubs. We used ours from. It was warm in March this year, so we used ours from March up to about September, and so we've got a good usage out of it. It's like everything, isn't it? I mean, this beer room. Usually, this time of the year, I'm never down here. It's only the reason I've got a fire in here, and it's nice and toasty at the moment, especially in front of the fire. That's the only reason I'm in here now, because of the fire. If it wasn't for the fire, I wouldn't be in the beer room. I'd be up the house doing it in my kitchen. Oh, so the first week or two of going back to work's depressing. I'm not looking forward to Monday, and I really do hope, not that my skiving get, but I really do hope that he turns around and says, because we're in a lockdown situation for this month, put you on, furlough, do a couple of days, keep the sites ticking over, do a couple of days, and then get 3 days furlough a week. That'll make January very nice. Lots of beer reviews. But if I have to do a full shift at work, that's it, isn't it? Gotta bring the money home. Yes, definitely getting the grapefruit. For me, it is very much a traditional beer with grapefruit in. There's more of a hint of grapefruit than your craft beers. So if you're not really a grapefruit fan, this is, it's interesting. It's very citrusy with that hint of grapefruit. Not really a full in-your-face grapefruit like what Elvis juice, Brewdog's Elvis juice would be. So, yeah. Second time I've drank it. I've only drank it once before, and that was when I went to Morrison's on their beer festival. And sadly enough, that time I drank it, it had won awards. It won some awards, so I was ready. You're like, oh, and I actually didn't rate it the first time I drank it. Yeah, this time, very nice. Yeah, this is nothing like Elvis juice. Whereas Elvis juice is a craft beer, this is definitely, more traditional. But that's a good thing, because, not everybody wants in your face, but they want the subtleness. It's all about subtle. It's more citrusy and grapefruit infused. Yeah, in Morrison's, you'll probably find plum porter, ruby red, golden ale. You might find one of their withouts. I'm not overly keen on withouts, to be honest. I'm not overly keen on low alcohol stuff, to be honest. But we can't all be perfect in life, can we? But yeah, certainly ruby red, plum porter, and the golden ale you'll find in Morrison's. Certainly in Nottingham, where our shop, it's they're definitely in there. Further afield, God knows, because around the country it changes. When you go to different parts of the country and go into the supermarkets, you'll find Black Witch isn't available anywhere at the moment. Witchwood, because of, I presume it's because of COVID. I presume, but their range of beers is massively lower, which is strange, because if you look at a lot of the small craft beer, look at St. Peter's for one. These fellas, they've got about 30 different beers in total. If not more, there's probably more than 30. Happy New Year. And then Witchwood, they've shrank their beers down to a Like, I don't know, they've knocked about 33% of their beers off. You can't find them. Terrible, really. Yes, low cost beers, you know, I love their philosophy. For me, if you're going to use low cost beers, get the Discovery case all the time. 10 beers, 15 quid for the beers, 5 a delivery, 20 quid. 20 quid for 10 draft beers. And I know it's only 3.30, but it's just the trying of the new beers. Kids in the sweet shop, obviously. You know, whew. Right, better drink this and get back up the arse while I get 26 minutes. Jesus Christ. That I don't know, because I would suppose that somebody is doing the ode. They'll have somebody in the shop, hopefully he's sober, and I presume they get kegs or barrels or whatever they get, and they pour it into the 1 litre or the 330ml bottles. They'll add a squirt of, I presume it's CO2. He did actually reply. The bloke who owns Low Cost did reply. I've got some Kahlua up the house, so if I'm feeling it later, I've still got stomachache, to be honest, but if I'm feeling it later, I might have a bit of Kahlua. Then I don't have to come back down the shed. They had a bit of CO2 or even argon, whatever argon is. And so I presume what they'll do is they'll do loads of 1 litres, loads of 330s, and then it's just a case of they'll mix and match. When they run out of one, they'll chuck a different one in, you know, supply and demand, I suppose. I know they've run out of the 13% one that I reviewed the other day, and that was some strong stuff, that was. Oh, bloody hell. But, you know, Tiny Rebel are good. They're doing well through this. So for their beers to show up at low cost was quite interesting. You know, you think it'd be breweries that are really struggling, but maybe they've got a load of barrels. And I mean, he posted on Instagram earlier that the Imperial Marshmallow Porter at 8% was their biggest selling beer, draft beer, over Christmas. So that was quite interesting, you know. And it was a nice beer as well, yeah. Yes, totally enjoyed that. I was pissed as a fucker after that, but there you go. So, this fella, very much traditional. Grapefruit there. Citrusy grapefruit. Does what it says on the tin, but does it in a traditional way rather than the craft beer in your face way. If you want something with a hint of grapefruit, very much. Yellowtail all day long. Yellowtail wines, by far the best. If you want to step into the world of wines, start with Yellowtail. Start with a rosé, progress to a white, then progress to a red. Yellowtail Shiraz, whoa, top notch. But then again, Yellowtail make about 6 different reds, and they're all very nice. Ooh, yes. So for me, this better this time I tasted it. For me, about 4.5. Very nice. 4.7%, and it's hitting me. You know, I'm feeling it today. But I haven't really drank it either today. Jammy Red Brew is nice, yes. Yeah. Bit sweet. That's sweet wines. It's very different. But it's well worth trying. And, you know, if you buy the bottle, then you might as well drink the bottle. Can't understand anybody chucking the bottle away. I got my t-shirt. Good old wife. She's a good one. And tomorrow I can start opening one of my Christmas presents and start brewing some wine. Oh, brilliant. Right, that's it for this review. Thank you all for commenting. You know, it's been a good one. You know, it's nice to get out of the house and be like in a pub of sorts. Having a drink, having a chat. The Shiraz, I've reviewed it before. It's on the channel. I've reviewed all the Yellowtails. Oh, the Amarone. Yeah, well, I've got to brew it first, and then once it's brewed, then I'll review it at bottling, at the very first into bottling, and then give it some more reviews down the line. I'll review anything. I will, you know. It's just getting hold of it, you know, because obviously I live in Nottingham, and you can only get what you can get. Obviously, money's a thing, because, you know, none of us want to be spending silly amounts on money to get the bit. I don't want to buy a case of something to get the one bottle review, especially if I'll review it and I don't like it, you know. That's why I enter competitions, because if you enter the competition and you win, you haven't paid for it, so you know, it doesn't owe you anything. And I mean, I've got some homebrew updates to do on some of my beers. The Imperial Russian, I need to do an homebrew update on that. The Oak Aged Rum Ale. Now that, it's been a while since I've done an update on that. And also the Barola wine. So I can see some update reviews coming, probably this weekend, actually. Yeah. As long as I don't get too drunk. That's the key, isn't it? Don't get too pissed up. Might better go up the ass. Thank you for watching. Thank you for St. Peter's for another good beer. And see you soon. We'll see you tomorrow at some stage. Cheers.